This is the first of 6 learning plans that you'll need to complete for this course. For each learning plan, there are a number of competencies listed on the outside of the folder and an overview or summary of how those competencies will be addressed. Inside each folder, you'll find a list of learning activities and you'll find a list of assessment activities. The learning activities are those things that you can do to master the competencies for this learning plan, and the assessment activities are those things that you will submit to me so that I may assess your learning. So in this first learning plan, it's entitled Body Orientation, Cells, and Tissues. And so the first learning activity that I always have listed for you inside the learning plan is to preview the overview and the performance expectations so that you have an idea of the tasks and the goals you'll need to set for yourself for each learning plan. The next thing that I have listed for the learning activities is to familiarize yourself with the material in your textbook for the chapters that are related to those competencies. So for this first learning plan, you're going to be looking at Chapter 1, the human body in orientation. So this is a nice introductory chapter to anatomy and physiology as complementary sciences and how you can use them to study and classify and understand the human body and how it functions. And Chapter 3 as well is another one that I list for you to study. Chapter 3 is entitled Cells and Tissues. So it'll be introducing or reviewing for you what a cell is as a basic unit of life and how tissues are groups of cells that work together to accomplish a goal. And then I suggest in the learning activities that you explore your textbook companion website. And so this website is a free resource that comes with your textbook that has a lot of really great learning resources for you, like reading quizzes to see how well you've assimilated the material you just read. There's games like crossword puzzles to test you on your vocabulary. There's also flashcards that you can use electronically or you can use to make your own flashcards. And last but not least, there are label activities and chapter practice tests to prepare yourself for your assessment activities. For each learning plan, there is a learning plan assessment, which is like an assignment or a quiz or an exam that tests to see how well you understand the material from those textbook chapters that are listed. And so your assessment activity number 1, if you scroll down in that folder, is to demonstrate your mastery of the textbook material in the Learning Plan 1 assessment. And you'll have a multiple choice questions. There's 25 for each chapter that's covered in a learning plan. So this learning plan covers 2 chapters, which means there's going to be 50 questions on your learning plan assessment. Those are multiple choice. They're 2 points each. So the whole thing is worth 100 points, and you will have 75 minutes to complete that learning plan assessment on Blackboard. There's a link for that learning plan assessment right within this learning plan folder. Now back up to your learning activities. Now I have that listed as the first assessment activity, but you can do that last, you can do that in the middle, it doesn't matter as long as you've had it completed at some point. The next learning activity that I have indicated for you in this learning plan is to go into your virtual laboratory, the A&P Revealed 3.0. And I have a number of modules for you to complete. I have module 1, which is body orientation, and that will introduce you to concepts, terminology that you'll need to accurately describe body parts like superior, inferior, lateral, medial, etc. Module 2 is cells and chemistry, and module 3 is tissues. So you'll want to go into those modules, log in, and explore the different tools that are available for you, like the dissection tool. Some of the modules have animations for you to watch. Others have histology, pictures and slides for you to look at. There's other imaging resources as well. And then the last icon within that module is a checkmark icon, and that's the quiz tool. And so that's how you can assess your learning and how you can demonstrate your learning to me. You'll click on that tool and you can select structures, usually all structures. Select the lab practical type of test, and that will give you an option to choose how many questions. Select 10 questions. Answer 10 short answer questions about the material in that lab module, and then you can save those results. You can take that quiz over and over as many times as you like until you've reached at least a 75% mastery of that lab module. Now, the higher percent mastery you earn, the more points you'll get for that assessment. So you'll want to save those results and submit that PDF through Blackboard. There's an assignment link right within this learning plan folder. In addition, you'll also be using your eScience Labs home laboratory kit to complete 3 labs for this learning plan assessment. So there's, when you get your kit, if you look at the top cover on the inside, there's an access code. Otherwise, you can purchase an access code, I think, from NTC Bookstore. But you use that access code to log in, and it will list all the labs that you're going to be doing with your home laboratory kit over the course of this semester. The first lab that I would like you to complete is entitled An Introduction to Science. And when you click on that, you'll see there's a box with learning objectives. There's usually an introduction for you to read and 1 or 2 videos as well that will introduce you to the topic. When you scroll all the way down to the bottom of that web page, there are a number of documents for you to download and complete. There's a pre-lab, there's a post-lab, there's exercises and experiments. Use those documents to complete the lab, compile them, and then submit that compiled document to me using the assignment link in this learning plan folder. So there's the Introduction to Science, there's the General Lab Safety, and then there's also the lab entitled Meiosis. So those are 3 labs for this learning plan from the eScience Lab home laboratory kit that you'll need to complete. And so if you scroll all the way down, there's an assessment activities list for you that has a nice abbreviated list of all the things you need to submit to me to complete this learning plan. And you'll see your grades populated in My Grades in Blackboard. If you have questions or concerns, you can contact me at any time. Email is the best way to get a hold of me and to get a prompt response. My email is petersons@ntc.edu. And you'll notice as we go through the semester that there is a pattern to these learning plans that I have set up for you. There's usually 2 or 3 chapters from a textbook to read. There's 2 or 3 A&P virtual labs, and there might also be an eScience lab for you to complete as well. Good luck, and let me know if there's anything I can do to help you along the way.